Good morning, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project Magnetic Reversal News and Shinrin Yoku, bringing you a grand solar minimum update Wednesday, February 16th, around noontime, 2022. The models are in and they're showing, well, a February to remember. In the first week of March, we could be looking for a blizzard in the east. But the big story, Southern California gets rain, hail, lightning, and thundersnow. Keep calm. It's boom time. It's true, they got precipitation in Southern California, regardless of what the climate mongers think. And Chicago snow forecast, winter storm to bring heavy rain and ice before snow moves in on Thursday. And it could be quite a significant event for some areas, especially south of Chi-Town. And we'll get to the models in just a minute, but a boom heard across the area Monday afternoon. Authorities are still unsure of the source. Now, do you live in Arkansas? Did you hear the boom? Comment below. In a social media post on Monday, the Izard County Office of Emergency Management said they had received multiple reports about a large boom or shake in the area. Callers reported the boom shook windows, walls, and some even say the ground moved, but no earthquakes according to the USGS. Now let's get to the storm. Multi-hazard impacts expected, including ice, snow, and severe weather through Thursday across the Midwest. And if you don't know what the Midwest is, it's the middle of the country as you go out west. It's about that simple. Now, if a developing storm across the center of the nation will bring multiple hazards, including accumulation of ice, snow, heavy rainfall, winds, severe thunderstorms later today through Thursday, and ending as snow in many parts, heavy snow. Parts of the southern plains, dry conditions continue with critical fire weather outlooks today and Thursday into Alaska, and an active pattern with a series of storms in the forecast through Friday. So here you see the wind warnings in pink. You see the ice warnings here up here in a different shade of pink, and the winter storm warnings and watches in blue, flood warnings in green, all the way up through the northeast. The northeast is going to be saturated. If there's heavy snow on the ground, you can see localized flooding. So heads up there. Also, a lot of people have been in a deficit for snow up in Montana, but winter storm watches and warnings issued as the snow will fall. Now let's move the model back to the beginning. You're looking at the newest runtime 12Z, February 16th, and this is the Wednesday through Thursday night. It's going to be some snow moving into Wyoming and, like we said, western and southwestern Montana. That storm's going to move down through the Rocky Mountains all the way through the southern Rockies, bringing some snow to Arizona as well. Take a look at that, dipping down into New Mexico by Thursday morning. As the storm develops, it's going to develop right here, the main center of circulation, and the fronts are going to smash right here in Kansas. But the big snow is going to happen in Missouri. So heads up, Missouri. And then looks like Indiana and Illinois will also have a pretty big strip, maybe up to a foot of snow in some areas. South of Chi-Town, it will be the biggest numbers. Southern Michigan, and you can see that line as well. It's a straight line that goes from Texas all the way up through Maine. It's insane. Everywhere north of that line will be snow. Everywhere south will be rain. And then the models, as we just moved through, are showing some pretty significant events towards the end of February here. And that's just towards the end of February. So a February to remember. Keep calm. And as we always like to say, be prepared, not scared for what's coming. We've been warning for quite some time. Total snowmass for the Northern Hemisphere still increasing into epic record territory, 500 gigatons above the multi-decadal average, going all the way back to 1982. Who knew? And we are well above the multi-decadal average for all-time snowmass in the Northern Hemisphere by 200 gigatons. So those are the facts, and more bombshells coming. Cosmic rays much? At least 44 are killed in Brazil as floods and landslides sweep through Rio de Janeiro, including tourist spots. Desperate hunt for survivors after 10 inches of rainfall in just 3 hours. Hours of powers. The Brazilian city of Petrópolis was struck by a deluge, and there are fears the number of dead could rise rapidly. The state fire department said the area saw just over 10 inches of rainfall within 3 hours on Tuesday. Videos show cars and houses being dragged away by landslides and water swirling through Petrópolis. Heads up, look at that path of destruction. And we're just going to open this image up to share with you. Take a look at that. I think there'll be quite a few more than 40 people that lost their lives in this one. Prayers go out to Brazil. Better prediction for megathrust earthquakes. Well, good news. Bad news is southern Japan is going to experience one of the largest earthquakes in modern history in just the next few decades, according to a new report illuminating slow slip plate tectonics in southwestern Japan. And within the next 30 years, a highly destructive Nanke trough megathrust earthquake is predicted to hit southwest Japan. Understanding the long-term slow slip events, LSSEs, that occur along the plate interface between the subducting Philippine Sea Plate and the overriding Amurian Plate under the Bungo Channel is essential for pinpointing when such an earthquake will happen. Well, hopefully they'll be able to pinpoint it a little closer than the next 3 decades. Seismic update. We had a big rumbler down here in Guatemala. Yes. 0 kilometers southeast of Nueva Concepcion, so apparently it hit right there. We've got a little cluster of activity in the west of the U.S., but all is quiet on the western front, so to speak. Now, one of the most impressive space weather events of solar cycle 25 was just observed about 12 hours ago on the far side of the sun, beyond the east limb. And this spot, or this region, this active region, will be turning around the limb soon. And a bright, fast-moving coronal mass ejection occurred, but it did not show up here on earthbound telemetry. This M flare is the departing spot, which produced no CME. Now, there's the CME off the backside that's coming up here on ISWA's signet streamer, and it is probably an X flare, in my opinion. And that spot is going to be pointing towards Earth in just a few days. Now, here is the coronal mass ejection in question off the backside of the sun that front side satellites were able to capture. So this is a big one. It's a big boom. And we'll just let that run through there. So pretty spectacular event happening on our sun. Here it is in different wavelengths. Here's stereo ahead, core 2, and the size of that CME, massive. The Earth would be smaller than the plus mark on my cursor here. So you could just see how much energy in the form of plasma was shot out of the backside of the sun, well, just about 12 hours ago. Now, this is not going to affect Earth at all because it's headed, well, Earth is this yellow dot here, and that is headed far and away from Earth. So that's good news. But we're keeping a close eye on the sun for you because the kill shot will happen. Don't be scared. Be prepared. U.S. corn-based ethanol, worse for the climate than gasoline, study finds. Well, my discussion at the Crestone Energy Fair covered this and hundreds of other topics the green movement doesn't want you to know. That the actual green movement itself is far more harmful and destructive to Earth than anything that we're currently using, including U.S. corn-based ethanol, which is much worse for the climate than gasoline. If you want to know more, read the study. Okay, buddy? Now, how officialdom can fail to acknowledge 2 years of cooling, it's called propaganda. It's called homogenization, and it's called money funding. Those MFers. Well, one person who is in the know is Jennifer Murrow-Hassey, and she's a good friend of the channel and a good friend of ours. And this article originally appeared a few days ago back on her website at jennifermurrowhassey.com, so go check that out. And Jennifer and I have been in correspondence over the last few days about discussing some of the fraud that she's uncovered. And we are going to be talking to her soon. And a podcast is coming by the end of the month. The BOM is supposed to release some bombshell data on February 24th. So we're going to be looking at that data, and then we will get together and do a podcast for you to bring you the truth. Now, Bureau of Meteorology, back on it. Report doesn't link humans to climate change. Their newest climate report does not link humans to climate change. Now, Senator Malcolm Roberts, a geologist and a no-nonsense politician, is seeking answers in this video, and it is quite revealing. The powers that be are simply lying to you, lying by omission. And in fact, the newest climate report does not link humans to climate change, but it insinuates it, and, well, that's just disingenuous and a lie. Now, 2 flowering plants in Antarctica are growing at an unprecedented speed, a rare spectacle showing the tipping point of the climate crisis. Yes, there's no ice on this part of Antarctica, and things are growing. That must mean the world is... Oh, wait a minute. The Pira-Reese map shows the entire Antarctic continent without ice. This was first discovered in the 1500s. I wonder who's lying to who. If you want to find some of the information we can't talk about On YouTube, because they can suck it, check out our platform on Rumble, where there is actual free speech, and we're allowed to say anything we want, including all the things that get us banned over here. That's a boom to knowledge. Hope you got something out of the video. Join us on Rumble. Check out our content there. Be safe. We love you. Share this video. And remember, be prepared, not scared. Proper prior planning prevents piss poor performance in a dystopian world where news is propaganda and, well, the facts are censored. That's boom.